Welcome to 10 minutes on the tools for a successful marriage. The lesson. What's the subject? The purpose of a marriage. Okay? I'm to explain these very, very complicated things with thousands of books. I'm going to give you something very, very hard to understand. A mirror. A mirror explains this most complicated thing. You understand? You don't? That's great. So you have to wait for the end of the lesson and you get an answer. So what is the objective? What's the purpose of the marriage? We have goal number one, very simple. That means to build a family. Baruch Hashem, to build a big family, very important. True. Second is partnership. You have a friend, you work together, you help each other. She falls, you pick her up. He falls, she picks you up. That's great. But these two reasons don't explain why is it so hard when people get married. Why so many people get divorced. Why there's so many arguments? I want to tell you, two ladies met together, friends. She said, you and your husband are a couple from heaven. Wow. So the other lady said, you're right. You're really, really right. In heaven we get along. On earth we don't get along at all. Actually, I knew a couple, a very special couple. In the first year, the wife talked, the husband listened. The second year was exactly opposite. The husband talked and the wife listened. In the third year, which was most interesting, both of them talked and the neighbors listened. So the question is again, what is the purpose of the marriage? And the other thing is, what does Hashem want from us? To make it more complicated, in the Shamayim there's one soul, and it divides into two parts. And half goes to a baby boy, and other half goes to a baby girl. And they grow, and one day they meet each other, and when they get married, the two half souls join together. So marriage is the joining of two half souls. Now, not everybody has this big present. Some people get married not to the half soul. But let's say a lot get married to the half soul. Okay. So why is for them so hard? Come on, if it's my half soul, why do I have to sweat and work? And why is this so hard? What's happening here? Now, I'm going to give you an answer. I want everybody to sit down, hold your chair. This is a big one. The meeting with my wife is to meet with myself. Or when the meeting with my husband is to meet myself. And we need to explain that. I want to ask you a question. Be a frank, direct question. Who really knows you? Do your parents know you? When they meet you once, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours? Do they really know you when you get angry? Do they know you at the bad times? No. They know a part of you. And your friends really know you? A little. So who really knows you? One person. Your wife. She's the only person she knows you from the morning to the night. She looks at you. She says, And the husband looks at his wife and says, yeah. And we see what the good sides and the not so good sides on the other side. So who knows me? My parents know me? No, they know a part of me. I only come for a short time. I don't stay with them for long, especially when I'm married. So they only meet me part. Even there before, and most of the time outside the house. My friends, part of me they know. They don't know the whole. There's only one person that knows me. That's my wife. I want to tell you a story that a couple came to me and I sat with him alone. And he said to me, Moshe, the problem is with my wife. That was his voice. I'm showing you how he shouts. It's her problem, not mine. Okay, why? I'm going to prove it to you. Well, that's great. How are you going to prove it to me? You know how many friends I've got in the yeshiva? I get along with everybody. I get along with the family. I get along with everybody except one person. Who? My wife. Meaning, where's the problem? There. Give her a tablet. Talk to her. I don't need to be here. She's the problem, not me. I said, okay, that's great. I have a question. He said, ask. When you have an argument with someone in the yeshiva, and you don't get along with him, do you go stick with him or you leave him? So I leave him. Some people I get along with him, so what again? And there's shalom me'ochok. Okay, so if there's a problem, what you do, you step back. You leave the picture, right? Can you do that with your wife? He said, no. That's the difference. There, when you get angry, you can run away. You don't need to meet your problem and fix it. But with your wife, there's nowhere to run away. You have to face it. And that's the hard part of getting married. I meet my weaknesses through her. And that's why it's totally different. To be a ravak, to be not married before and after, totally different. Only your wife knows who really you are. And I want to tell you that in my clinic, as a marriage counselor, I see that when two couples come and they're arguing, and one changes and becomes a better person, and the other person changes and becomes a better person, piton, there's a connection, there's holiness, there's happiness. Everything goes together, everything's connected. But if one says, this is who I am, and this is who I am, and then there's a fight. And so what's the mirror? Remember the famous mirror? The marriage is when I look at myself. And the only person that can really show me myself is my wife or my husband. And through her gentle, very, very gentle advice, I learn and I listen and I change. And once I change, I become a better person. Once I become a better person, then I fulfill the objective of the marriage. The objective of the marriage is to become a better person, to be a full, whole person, to be like an angel, in a way that you become a good person, good to yourself, good to the Hashem, good to your family, good to your wife, good to your children, good to your parents, to be a good person. But this only goes through meeting your weaknesses and changing. I want to tell you a story. It's a painful story. I had a groom who was married 3 months, and I said, how is it to be married? He gave me the most frightening sentence he said in my life. You know what he said? He said, nothing changed. Gewalt! Gewalt! Why Gewalt? Because he's not married. If he says nothing's changed, he's not married. He has a big problem. And Yerachem Hashem, lo alinu v'lo alachem, he got divorced because he wasn't married. He was living, he was trying to be before marriage and after the same, not to change. It doesn't work. It'll blow up. To be a person, to be at whole in the family, you need to be at whole with yourself. The difficulties force us to choose, either to grow or to flee, either change or to cry. We need to choose. Marriage is a choice where I meet myself and I need to choose. If I take the words in Hebrew, litzmoach means grow, and I change it, then it comes mutzlach, which means successful. In Hebrew, when you change the words, it shows the pnimiut. The difficulties force us to choose, either grow or to flee, either to change or to cry. The choice is yours. The choice is ours. When marriage forces us to choose, we need to choose to become a better person. And it hurts, it's hard, and it's sometimes very painful, but it's a cleaning, good, correct way to be a better person. I want to tell you, for the ending of this very short lesson, is a story. I came to me a doctor of physics, and his wife, she's a second degree of physics. And where did they meet? Of course, in the faculty of physics. And he was a teacher and she was a student. And they got married. One small problem, she was very religious and he wasn't religious. He was Masorti. And this made a big story with her parents. And they didn't agree. And not only didn't want to agree, they started fighting. And they started fighting, screaming, and doing very, very bad. They threw out the house, and they say, I'll never talk to you in your life, and they disconnect the phone. Woo! Big fight. And there was a lot of work to calm things down, to reconnect the family. But the real story is, one day we sat together and he said, every time my wife says something to me. Why don't you change your clothing? Why don't you talk different? And I listen to her, I become a better person. I said, stop. That is why you're married. He was in shock. He looked at me and he said, really? And I want to tell you that person now is very religious. Because once you understand the essence of the marriage and you understand what needs to be done, life is different. So the summary, the question is, what we ask, what we need to answer is, if we're two half souls and we're married, why is it still so hard? It's very simple. One grew in one family, the other grew in a family and got bad habits, talking, dressing, acting. And when we get married, even if we're two half souls, we have a lot of baggage on ourselves. And we need to get rid of that baggage. So we need to work. So there's no way running. The objective of the marriage is to be a better person. And I bless you all, B'ezrat Hashem, that you all will succeed in this incredible endeavor and to be a better person. Shalom Bayit Avav Shalom. And in the next lesson, we will tell you, explain how to do it. Here we have objective, but we need tools how to do it. B'ezrat Hashem, we'll meet again.